Hi, church. So my side of the family, the Grassleys, had a family meeting this past weekend to discuss our yearly get-together in July. My family is scattered all over the United States, and so rather than to get together during the holidays, which just is stressful, we do a family reunion in the month of July. Well, in light of the fact that we are still wrestling with COVID-19, the question was raised, should we still gather? And if we gather, where should we gather? Should we gather where there are already loosening of restrictions like Texas, or in a place like Washington State, which may not be totally loosened by July, which means we might be stuck together in the house just hanging out? There's so many questions that we tried to answer and didn't have answers for. With the loosening of restrictions, will there be a resurgence of COVID-19 cases? Will those restrictions be loosened enough by July to allow us to travel? We came away with no answers, but we agreed to pray about it this month and observe what happens in the world. It struck me that this pandemic leaves us with a lot of uncertainty. How do you even think about the future? Everything feels fuzzy right now. The path is dark. Even knowing what the next faithful step is feels dark because the consequences of whatever step we take feel great, feel significant. It's hard to make decisions even about the present, not knowing how it will ultimately affect our future. Well, all this made me think of a prayer poem by Thomas Merton. Thomas Merton was a hermit, a monk, lived in the 20th century and wrote lots of books about contemplation. So that's what he's really known for. But he has this beautiful prayer poem that I frequently offer to graduates from high school and college. I offer it because, at least when I was in high school and college, even though I knew what my next faithful step was, the future was so big, it felt really uncertain and dark. This prayer reminds me that God knows God's plans for us and will lead us where we ought to go, even if we can't see the path very clearly right now. And I think that's what we're all experiencing in light of COVID-19. So here's the prayer. My Lord God, I have no idea where I am going. I do not see the road ahead of me. I cannot know for certain where it will end. Nor do I really know myself. And the fact that I think I am following your will does not mean that I am actually doing so. But I believe that the desire to please you does in fact please you. And I hope that I have that desire in all that I am doing. I hope that I will never do anything apart from that desire. And I know that if I do this, you will lead me by the right road, though I may know nothing about it. Therefore will I trust you always, though I may seem to be lost and in the shadow of death. I will not fear, for you are ever with me, and you will never leave me to face my perils alone. That's key. God never leaves us to face our perils alone. And this is very good news for us as we face the peril of a pandemic. So good to be with you today, church. Look forward to the next time I get to share at a midday reflection.